Hang in there, everyone. We're getting going. So, hi, everyone. I'm Susie McCray. I'm a proud global founder for a company called OnPassive. And today is our public guest webinar that we call Let's Bless Our Loved Ones. Today, you've been invited by someone who really cares about you because they want to introduce you to this business OnPassive. And today's opportunity is to become a founder like those of us here on the panel. So today, you're going to hear from a few speakers. And then after the presentation, Red Redfern here is going to wrap it up. We are not going to open up to Q&A today. At the end of this session, we're going to encourage you to reach back to the person who invited you. And there will also be a way that you can get a copy of today's webinar. So that's the menu for today. So our first speaker is Marty DeGarmo. He comes to us from New Jersey in the United States. And Marty, for the first 17 plus years in his career, was a project manager traveling all across the globe, helping a big corporate company. And then after that, he got into online marketing and online businesses, which he has done for 15 plus years. Marty has seen it all. He's experienced it all. And he has a lot of wisdom about online companies, products, and businesses. And he's going to share with you today why when he saw OnPassive, he knew this was the last business he would ever be participating in. So Marty, we love having you speak. It's all yours. And I'll be back when we wrap things up.
Susie, great as always making me look good.
That's right.
If that's possible. And I always make Mike look good, so we'll do it as a team effort. Anyway, again, my name's Marty DeGarmo, and you're here today because you were invited by somebody, I'm sure, and you wanted to hear about a business. And I'm also pretty sure if you've been online for any amount of time that you've heard about businesses, many businesses, throughout the time you were online, and most of the time you were ripped off. Today, I'm hoping you don't feel that way. And I think if you take the next 35, 40 minutes, you'll see this might be just a little different than what you've seen before. Again, I started online in 2004, full-time. I needed to find another way to generate income. And I knew that online was the way to go. Why? Because you don't need a big building. You can do stuff digital, online through social media or different stuff like that. So I got on, and I don't remember what the first business was, but I got in, didn't know what I was looking for. I just feeling my way around in the beginning, got in the first business and did everything I was told, listen to this tape, build a list. Everybody start with A, go to your school, go to everything in your mind. So I did all that. And then whatever it was, I'd bring it up to them and say, hey, I got a business online, and you're going through all the stuff. And some people join you. Most are scared and they don't, but some do. And this went on, the first business, the second one, the third one, and fourth. And what happened was it was the same story. Either the company disappeared, or they're telling people how easy it is and everybody's going to be great and be successful and pot of gold for everybody. That's not true. And the other one is you get in, you're not really sure what you're doing, but the very next month, 30 days comes quick, you got an auto shipment. And it could be anything. It could be from $100 to $200 to $300 to $400 a month. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking I came on to make money, not lose it. And I couldn't afford to lose it. I have a very large family. And I said, man, so that went on for a while, but I didn't quit. And I kept thinking, man, what am I missing? What am I doing wrong? And, the gurus or the 2 or 3 people that were the spokesman or whatever for the company, they would keep telling well, you got to get more no's. You got to do, and I'm listening like some kind of sheep. And I did everything I was supposed to. But I realized after amount of time that you have to know how to get traffic to your site, no matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're selling books, hair tonic, lotions, potions, health food, health pills, health whatever. You have to know how to get people to your site. Driving traffic is what you'll hear today. And I thought, well, I asked people, how do you get traffic? They said, well, you can buy solo ads. So I did that. Throughout the years, in the beginning, I spent thousands on solo ads. What do? You pay a company to have people look at what you're doing. And you might get 200 people come through. They look, you spend 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 200 bucks. And if you're really, really fortunate, a couple of them put their name and email in, and maybe one, maybe signs up and joins your business. Well, if you do the math, you're thinking, okay, this is going to cost me about $500,000 to make $100. You know, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. And that went on. I said, this is not working. So I'm looking at the people that the 1%, 1.5% that are making money, and I'm going, what are they doing different than I'm doing? And I'm thinking, they're not doing solo ads, right? They're marketing for themselves and doing marketing like on Facebook or YouTube or something like that. They're generating their own traffic. That's what I got to do. So I started to learn how to generate traffic. It's not easy. It's not easy. About 10 years ago, I ran into Mike Ellis here, who's here now, and a gentleman named Dan Street. Dan's not here. And I started to learn, excuse me, how to market on Facebook. And I had Twitter accounts. I had 50 Twitter accounts, but I had Twitter accounts on Facebook, and we started driving traffic. So, and I teamed up with Mike Ellison and Dan, and all of us had different skills, right? So the three of us did a good job. We could do it. We could drive traffic. We built teams of thousands, 4,000, 5,000, whatever. Guess what? When you get to the level where you can bring people in, there's another problem pokes its ugly head out. And you don't know it until you get there, because they don't tell you this. The gurus are not telling you every step, because they know that 97, 98% won't do it, can't do it. No, that's okay with them, because they can drag enough people along from one business to the next, to the next, to the next, to make a really good income for 20 years. But anyway, so what happens now is you're in a business, you can build a team, and if you can build a team quicker than they quit, you can actually start making money, and that's what we did. So first level, you break even. You're making enough money to pay your prescription. Okay, you're celebrating, you're opening champagne bottles and all that, right? The next month you made a few bucks. And then reality sets. What? Bringing all these people in, and guess who I'm bringing in? Me and Mike Ellis, Dan Street, and Susie McCray and Red Redbird, but I'm bringing them in, and they just started. They don't have these skills that took us 10 years or 5 years to get. Oh boy. So how are they going to do what I'm doing? If they don't do what I'm doing, how are we all going to make money? That means like we would have to bring in 10 times the amount of people to even survive. Well, that's just stupid. We'll help them do it. So you go and you try to duplicate what you're doing. Guess what? That's impossible. You might be able to help 5 or 6 people. 5 or 6 people will keep you broke. Okay. And I was already broke. I'm thinking, what the heck have I got into? Every level I get to is worse. Some other door opens up and you realize, holy cow, you know. Now, all this time, nobody's telling us this. No one. They're just telling you, keep going straight ahead. Don't look down, you know. If you can get up, you can, you know, if you can look up, you can get up, all that stuff. I said, uh-oh, this is not good. It's rigged against you. So about 3 years ago, we were even thinking, can we create something where we bring people in and the system helps them and everybody has a chance to succeed? Yes, we might have been able to do it. Problem is we don't have the resources, and it takes a lot of money and it takes a lot of skill, a lot. And we don't have all that. I don't have that kind of, and I wouldn't even know where to start. So now I'm thinking I got to find a business. The business is designed from scratch to help the average person succeed. Now I'm thinking that doesn't exist. If that exists, I would have found it. I looked under every shrub online. I ran into Red Redford here today, and a guy that was with him named Peter Rogers. And I knew them from before. And why I went to them was I trusted them. Big deal online. You can find millions of people online, but can you find some you trust? That's about as rare as you can get. So I found them. I said, what are you guys doing? And they started to tell me. And the bar's low, right? I'm looking for something that's just fair. Everyone can win. Everyone. Not everyone a million, but everyone can win. I said, can anybody do this? Yes. Check. Is there a monthly auto ship? No. Check. Is there a limit on how much you can make? No. Check. Okay, big one here. Are the products in high demand, or is it some new gadget that we got to try to convince people they can't live without? No, it's in high demand. Not only in high demand, they're being used now with billions and billions of dollars of revenue. Whoa. Okay, how big of a closet do I need, right? You know, that one. None. It's digital. Where do I sign up? They don't need any special skills. Anybody can make money. The company's designed that way. Get how much? I'm not even going to tell you what the price is. Mike's going to give you the presentation, but I was blown away. So I signed up, and I just want to end this with saying this. We got in, I signed up, we built this thing. I share it with anybody that walks. Why? Because I think it's the best thing that ever happened to me, ever, business-wise, online or off, ever. And I'm so happy that I did it. And when I thought it was too good to be true, it even got better. So every day is better and better and better. And I'm so happy that I did it. I'm glad myself, Mike, and Dan found it. We met many friends around the world, thousands, because other people are seeing this business. But I don't do presentations because I take too long and I talk too much. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike Ellis. That's what he does. He'll give you the presentation in about 22 minutes, 25 if he's really crazy. And then if you hear something that you might say, you know what, I want to know more, you can request the video. I'll send it to you through the email, or get back to the person that invited you here. We're here helping people. This has nothing to do with me building for me. I promise you that. This is all voluntary. But I think people need to see this, and they need to find out about it. If you don't see it, that's okay. But if you do, God bless you. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Mike Ellis, and he will explain to you in much better detail than I can. Mike Ellis, go for it.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. And Marty's given us a good synopsis of the problems of marketing online. And he went over all of them. I don't think he missed a one. And we're going to be talking about OnPassive. And obviously, this is for the new people that are coming in and just exploring OnPassive. But this is not complicated. It's not hard to understand what OnPassive is doing for all of us and how it can help you develop wealth. Okay. And I will get to that in just a second and tell you exactly what OnPassive is going to be doing for all of us. But before I do that, I want to talk about OnPassive just a little bit. They are a massive corporation. And why do I want to tell you about OnPassive? It's really important to understand who you're working with and how long they're going to be around. Are they going to have longevity? And the answer to that is absolutely. They're going to have tremendous longevity. Excuse me, guys. You know, most of us here have been on this journey for a couple of years, maybe 3 years, and we've seen the progression of OnPassive from the concept to being in a position right now where OnPassive is in the global launch of OnPassive. And it's been extraordinary. And the CEO of OnPassive is Ash Mufareh. And Ash Mufareh, he's a visionary, he's a brain trust. And he's done things that have never been done before, i.e. fix that problem of marketing online, where you take the 97% that have been failing for decades and you turn that number around and you bring in people, and you know that 97% of the people coming in will be successful. So what Ash has done is really extraordinary. Now, Ash Mufareh started OnPassive. It is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. Those are digital products, and he's made these products from the ground up, proprietary, cutting edge. They are superior to anything online today. That's really, really important. Having the best of the best online makes a big, big difference, but it's better than that. Not only are they superior, but he's made them at a lower price point. They cost less than the products that people are using today online. Not only are they superior, but they cost less. And when you do that, people will flock in to use those products. Now, all the products of OnPassive have been made in Hyderabad, India by his tech team. And he has about 250 technicians right now that develop these products. And it is a continual effort. They make them as good as they can get them, better than anything out there, and then they make them better. That's really, really good for us. That's where the longevity of OnPassive comes in. Ash is never sitting on his laurels. He will always be improving everything we have, even though to date, we have not launched a single product to the public out there, the global public. And our market today is about 5 billion individuals that are online. So the market is absolutely huge. And when you look at the products of OnPassive, they are really, really impressive. And I'll talk about one just to give you an idea of the sheer volume that's going to be coming into OnPassive. And I'll touch on that a couple of times. It's really, really important. The product I'll talk about is the webinar platform. Today, we are on a Zoom. That is a webinar platform. Zoom is one of the largest webinar platforms in the world today. They are massive, a very, very big company, and they do $123 billion in revenue a year. That's not chopped liver. That's a ton of revenue. Now, we have people in OnPassive, in corporate, and then we have people that are members of OnPassive, participating with OnPassive like you and I are. And they have told me flat out, these are technicians, that they believe, looking at the webinar platform of OnPassive, it's called OConnect, and looking at the other webinar platforms out there, there are 25 of them. Zoom is just one of them. They're the largest. They have told me that they believe they'll take 85 to 90% of the market away from all of these other companies with a webinar platform in the first year, right? Now, Zoom again, excuse me, guys, Zoom again did $123 billion in revenue last year, the last 24 months. If we take 24% away from it, if we take 85 to 90% of that away from them, that is a massive amount of revenue coming into OnPassive. And what Ash has told us, and this is really, really important to understand, Ash has a heart to serve, and he has told us that the wealth coming into OnPassive, he's going to share with those individuals participating with OnPassive, okay? And he's not going to share a little bit, not 12, 15, 20%. He's going to share the majority of it, 55, 60, 65% of it. And as we have 85 to 90% of the revenue coming in from the webinar platforms, it is a massive amount of wealth coming into OnPassive that he's going to share with us. And I want you to get your head around the amount of revenue OnPassive is going to be bringing in, because it will affect you personally, it will affect your bottom line, and it will give you the ability to get to the place where you don't worry about finances. This is what OnPassive is doing. Ash, as he developed OnPassive, he wanted a way not only to bring in tremendous wealth, but the individuals that were participating, give them the ability to build wealth online. And that's why we're all here. We all want that ability, that opportunity to actually start building wealth online. This is OnPassive. They're an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company, all digital products. And Ash's goal is not only to be one of the largest companies in the world, but to be able to really make a difference in people's lives financially and give them that ability to find liberty and freedom. This is OnPassive. This is what they do. That's what's so revolutionary about them. Now, as we look at OnPassive, the corporation, it is massive. We are already a unicorn company. The value of OnPassive today, I believe, is right around $3.5 billion. That's before the global launch of OnPassive, which again, we are in. That is extraordinary. That has never been done in the history of the world by any company ever. Usually a company that is successful to reach the unicorn status takes decades, a decade or decades. There have been a few that have done it, I think, in 5 or 6 or 7 years, but no company has launched to the world as a unicorn company. And they are not just a unicorn company, a company that has a value over $1 billion. They are a multi-unicorn company, about $3.5 billion. They have a ton of moving parts. The company itself is very, very complicated. And as you come in and you continue to explore, as Marty has told you, it just gets better and better and better. That is the genius behind Ash Mufareh and his tech team in Hyderabad. Really extraordinary things that you will learn. But today you are in a unique position to be able to take care, to be able to take advantage of everything OnPassive. So now we get to the interesting part. What is OnPassive going to do for you? And really, that's why you're here. What are they going to do for me? How can I make money online? How can I build wealth online? Excuse me, guys, a little frog in my throat. This is really, really easy. It is not complicated. It is not hard to comprehend. And I'm just going to go over a few things that OnPassive is going to do for you. And you're going to see that you have a way forward to start making money, making income, residual income, and build wealth. Okay. Here's what OnPassive is going to do. They're going to come in. They're going to use the AI tools and they're going to use the AI and the IT tools of OnPassive. As we come in, they're going to come in and build a marketing platform for us, a sales platform for us using the IT tools. Once they do that, they're going to hook it up to AI. Once they hook it up to AI, it makes your business 100% automated. That really needs to sink in, 100% automated. Once they do that, they're going to reach back into the IT tools. They're going to pull out traffic, as Marty talked about pretty extensively, and they're going to start driving traffic for each and every one of us. What does that mean? They're going to get good qualified eyes in front of the products of OnPassive. And they are going to manage all of this. Again, 100% automated. They're going to manage all of that. All of this. As customers come in and look at the products, they're going to manage that. As customers come in and buy the products, they're going to manage that. As they start to use the products, they're going to manage that. 100% automated. This is what OnPassive does with their AI and their IT tools. Really, really extraordinary. Now, how do we get paid? As customers come in and buy the products, we get paid a lot like a commission sales individual. That individual works for a company. They make a sale, $100 sale. They get 10%. They get $10. That's how OnPassive works. But you have to look at the volume that's going to be coming in to understand what that's going to do to your bottom line. And OnPassive, we believe the first year will bring in over 100 million customers. That is conservatively. All of those customers go in our organizations, go under us as they come in, get into the marketing platform, sales platform, come in, look at the products, buy. A certain percentage of those will be in your organizations and you get paid off of that. But it is tremendous volume that's going to be coming into OnPassive. And that's why when OnPassive tells us that they're very, very confident that everybody will be successful, everybody will make money, they know that's going to happen. As we look at OnPassive, what they're going to be doing for us and the sheer volume that's going to be coming in, it's going to be extraordinary for those individuals that maybe weren't able to make $100, $500, $1,000 online, and they've been doing it for a very, very long time. Now, you individuals that are coming in and never been online before, this is going to be a real treat for you because you don't have to go through the hardships of learning, as Marty talked about, the skill sets that are needed to be successful online. This is the genius behind OnPassive. They have done all of this for us. And as we come in, we participate, this is what's going to happen to each and every individual coming in and participating with OnPassive. As you look at what they're going to be doing for you, keep it very, very simple. As we look at OnPassive, it is a self-funding business. You'll pay once, you'll never have to pay again. For success, OnPassive is going to force you to be successful. All that means is they're going to force you to make money. Everybody loves that one. And then you think about product and customer. And as you think about product, customer, volume kicks in. The sheer volume that's going to be coming into OnPassive is going to be really, really amazing for everybody. So as we look at what OnPassive is going to be doing for us, how do we come in and participate with OnPassive? It's very simple. Today we have a position. It is a founder position, and this position is available today. Will it be available next week? I don't know. That's how quick we're moving into the global launch of OnPassive. But the founding position is a $97 position. There'll be 2 fees that I'll talk about, and each of these fees you'll pay once. You'll never have to go out of pocket again. Okay. So the $97 is the first position, and it locks you into the company of OnPassive, and it locks you into the pay structure of OnPassive. This is really, really important. Being locked into the company, and more importantly, into the pay structure. As OnPassive starts growing our businesses, they go to work for you immediately. And that is going to be happening very, very quickly in the next 2 weeks. I think it could be 2, could be 3, whatever it is, but it's going to be happening very, very quickly. And OnPassive is actually going to start going to work for us. And because you're a founding member, they're actually going to start to build your organization. And one of the benefits that I absolutely love about the founding position is the amount of traffic that will be going through our business, that OnPassive will drive through our business. Regardless of what happens in the future, we will always get more traffic than anybody else is getting in OnPassive. And because of that, when you get more traffic, your business grows quicker and you cut time frames. That's really, really important to understand. We want to get to that place where we don't worry about finances as quickly as we can. And the more traffic that you can drive through your business, which OnPassive is going to do for you, the quicker you'll get to that place where you don't worry about finances. So I think traffic is one of those things, as Marty talked about, really, really important. And as founding members, we will always get more traffic because we are early bird founders. We're in OnPassive today, and we're locked into the company of OnPassive. Really, really a big deal. There are a lot of other factors. There are a lot of other things in the founding position that really are tremendous. One of those is the bonuses that you can get from OnPassive because you're a founding member, and many, many more things. But the bottom line is, as a founding member, you're locked in, you're participating with OnPassive. They are going to build you a business to take care of those financial woes, and over time, get you to the place where you don't worry about finances. I think that's the biggest plus of being a founding member, and there are many others. So as founding members, how do we come in and participate with OnPassive? Okay, I'll go over this very, very quickly. As we come into OnPassive, OnPassive launches to the world. We all have to come in, and we come in as customers. There will be a subscription fee. That's the second fee I want to talk about. It will be between $200 and $300. I believe it's going to be right around $300. If it's less than that, it'll be a nice surprise. And we don't know yet. It could be $250. It could be $200. We don't know. But we'll have to come in and pay that fee. And from there, we get all the tools of OnPassive. We go into our back office, we click a button, and we become independent resellers of the IT product. Why did I go through that diatribe? It's important to understand that we have to have the title of independent reseller of the IT product in order for OnPassive to pay us. And that has to do with all the regulations around the world. We have to have that title. The business is still 100% automated. Don't let independent reseller of the IT product scare you. OnPassive, again, build the platform, hook it up to AI, drive traffic, bring customers in. That is still the case. We just have to have that title. Let's back up to the prescription fee that we're paying as we come into OnPassive as customers. That is a monthly fee, okay? I've told you, you'll pay it once, you'll never have to pay it, you'll never have to go out of pocket again. What happens is the preceding months after that will be paid from the profits that are coming into OnPassive, okay? Ash guarantees that you will never have to go out of pocket more than one time, $97 and anywhere in between $200 and $300. That's just the way it is. That's why this is a self-funding business. That first concept that I mentioned. The second one is forced success. The forced success comes from the people that they're putting in your organizations, the customers they're putting into your organizations, that allows you to have that monthly fee paid from those proceeds. So it's really, really a cool concept that Ash has put together. But more importantly, not only is it a cool concept, Ash Mufareh, because of the structure of OnPassive, has made it real. Really, really important to understand that. So as we look at OnPassive, coming in, participating with OnPassive, becoming an independent reseller of the IT product of OnPassive. As OnPassive goes into the global launch of OnPassive, which again, we are in the process of doing that right now, all of this kicks in. And from that point on, you will be able to make an income, a residual income, and build wealth online. And over time, I believe each founding member that's come in and become a founding member, you just won't have to worry about finances. You'll get to that place where finances is just an afterthought. That is the power of OnPassive. That's the genius behind what Ash Mufareh has done. He literally has taken that 97% that just for whatever reason can't be successful, and he's turned that around and given us a way to be successful online and be very, very successful online. Now, before I turn it back over to Susie, I want to go over volume just very, very quickly again. Really, really important that you understand the kind of wealth that's going to be coming into OnPassive. I want to talk about 4 products just very, very quickly. And those products are OConnect, which is the webinar platform. Other one is OStaff, which is the HR platform, human resources platform. OAcademy, which is the educational platform that's out there, and OTraffic. Now, today, there are over 50 products in OnPassive, and they're wide ranging. These are just 4 of them. But just these 4 products alone do about $483 billion in revenue a year. These are very, very large markets. Marty talked about it, multi-billion dollar markets that OnPassive has come in and is going to fill that niche. Again, product superior, lower price point. As OnPassive comes in and we do go into the global launch with just these 4 products, again, there are over 50 of them. If we get 10% of that market, it's $48 billion. Okay? That alone makes us a massive, massive company. If we just get 10% of those 4 niches, if we do 20, 25, 30, and I don't know what we're going to do, but I believe because of the products of OnPassive, with just these 4 products, we'll knock it out of the park. And then you add all the other products of OnPassive, we're not only going to knock it out of the park, we're going to knock it out of the atmosphere. And if you think about those 4 products and $48 billion in revenue coming into OnPassive, what does that do for you as a founding member of OnPassive? This is what we all think about. We understand what's happening. We understand the volume OnPassive is going to be doing. And as we think about it, they're going to give us the ability to build an income, build residual income, and build that wealth online, which is what we've all been trying to do. If you're new, you're just starting to try. If you've been in online for a decade or 5 years or 2 years, you know how difficult it is for that to do. You know how difficult it is for us to do that. Those marketing problems online have been taken care of. Ash Mufareh has come in, and because of his experience, because he'd been online for as long as he had, and because he has a heart to help people, he has developed a structure with this company for all of us to move forward very, very positively, and over time, be able to take care of that financial bottom line. This is why we're here. It's why we're all here. As you come in and look at OnPassive, get back with the individual that brought you here. They'll be able to answer a lot of your questions. I think Susie and Red will add to what I've said. I always miss stuff and they come in and fill in, but it's extraordinary right now. And where you're at, you're in such a unique position because we're so close right now. You're not going to have to wait very long for that money to actually start coming in. And obviously, we're all excited about that. And yeah, we're really excited about where Ash is, where he's going, and what he's telling us right now. I'll hand it back over to Susie. Susie, fill in anything I've left out, and then obviously introduce Red. Go ahead, Susie.
Oh, thank you, Mike, as always. Excellent presentation. Mike is very transparent, to the point, sticks with the facts. And every once in a while, we do get emotional because we're excited about this company. So thanks so much, Mike. I'm going to keep the chat disabled. We're doing things a little different today. This is recorded. And in the chat, myself and Marty have posted that if you would like a copy of this webinar, send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. So Mike, you did an excellent job. I just want to reinforce that this business is made for everyone, like Mike said, whether you have experience online or not, whether you own a business online or not. That is what our CEO is about. He's here to help all of us be successful, fill our tanks, and then give back to the things that are important to us. And I just want to say, I had the privilege of meeting him last week while he was in Boston. And it was a pleasure to be around him, engaging with him, talking to him. He is just bigger than life. He cares about everybody. And I was able to witness how he treats people, treats us founders, treats everyone who's around him. He's just someone you want to be around, because he is doing great things and he's changing the globe for all of us. So next we have Red Redfern, who's going to probably do a quick recap, and then we're going to wrap this up. Red is normally in the UK, but he's coming to us on a little laptop vacation in Cancun, Mexico. And Red is our Mr. Q&A expert, even though we're not doing Q&A today. Red has been part of OnPassive for I think 3+ years now. And if you, I'm sure you're going to become a founder after today, and you're going to get to know Red even more. He knows the ins and outs of this company. He explains things, and you can participate in our private founder webinars and ask all the questions you want. I don't think he's been stumped yet. So Red, if you'd like to share a few things, that would be great.
Yeah, thanks very much, Susie. Excellent. Once again, Mike, you always explain it very well. And Marty for filling in beforehand as well. The first thing I'd like to say to everyone is the reason I absolutely love this business is because it is available and open to everyone. There is zero qualifications. Anybody can do it, whether you're a housewife, you're an IT, you're a tech guy, you're like me, I'm a chef, for instance. If you're a manual worker, anybody can do this. And the reason it is open and available to everyone is because the company do everything for you. Like Mike says, completely automated. All you have to do is to participate, and that participation, oh, that's a hard word to say, that you need to do is to become a founder at $97, and then to activate that account for $200 to $300 when we become a customer-based business. Now, this part, the customer-based business, is the very important thing that you need to understand what we all are about. What we are sharing with you now is the founder's position. This is the early bird, the get in early to reap the benefits and the rewards of this brand new company. But the essence of our business is customer-based. This is how we generate commissions, because we are physically selling products and services. Lotions, potions, and all the rest of it, you have to buy and store. They're all digital. So people download them, they install them, and they use them. And there is around about 4.5 billion, with a B, people using similar products and services online right now. What OnPassive has done is we have built proprietary, which means only for OnPassive, products and services that people will love. Listen, most of us have been online for a long, long time right now, and we have seen the massive companies that have grown because of the technology that they have introduced to us. We can go through many of them right now. We have Facebook, we have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have Zoom, we have many, Apple, for instance, as well, Samsung, and all of the other tech guys that are out there right now. Google, for instance, it's a verb. You don't say, I'm going to Google. You don't say, I'm going to search for something. You say, I'm going to Google for it. But they brought something extra to the table. Before them, there was AOL, there was Yahoo, all sorts of other companies. There was nothing wrong with them. But what happened when Google came about? They brought new ideas with new technology that people loved. OnPassive is exactly the same. We are bringing everything up to the 21st century. We're going to bring new ideas, fresh looking websites. People are going to love visuals. At the end of the day, every single person loves a visual. What do we do all the time with our mobile phones and our cameras? We're sending pictures of our food. We're taking selfies. We're doing all of this. We are tapping into this new technology and we are giving you, the consumer, something that they all want. OnPassive is going to monetize this by building us websites with our own domain names. They are then going to market their products and services that people are going to love. They're going to buy it. Guess what happens for you as a founder? You get a commission. It's as simple as that. There's a couple of things I'm going to finish with right now, just to give you a little bit of an idea why it is so important to get in now before this window of opportunity closes. Elon Musk has been having his tit for tat all over the place, hasn't he? With Jeff Bezos has been having his tit for tat with Elon Musk and other billionaires. They've been going up into space and coming back down again. I was there before you were, mine's bigger than yours, all this sort of rubbish. Okay, but what happened to Jeff Bezos? He got out of his spaceship and he said, I'd like to thank all my staff and all my customers for giving me the money to be able to do this with. How arrogant is that guy? But did you know that in its inception of Amazon, which is the largest internet-based company in the world, since it started, have produced 40,000 millionaires from their referral system that they have there. And nobody knows about this. Why? Because he doesn't like giving any of his money away. He likes to keep it, to go up into space and do all these things that he wants to do. We have a CEO, as Mike Ellis has said, who's got a heart for humanity. He wants us to be successful. He wants to give back as much of the profits of the business to us, the founders of OnPassive. I would not be surprised that in the future, there will not be a million millionaires coming out of OnPassive. The last thing I want to say to you guys is that your decision today will have an effect on yourself, your family, and people around you in 2 years' time. Everything that you do in life affects what happens in the future. So why not, for the sake of $97, get in on this early bird position as a founder? It is going to go. Once it's gone, there is no coming back. It's not going to open up again. There is not that title of a founder in OnPassive. Can you imagine having that title? The same as Microsoft. Can you imagine being a founder of Microsoft or Apple or Amazon? All these people had this early bird position in the past. We are giving you the opportunity right now for $97 to change your life. It is as simple as that. How do you do it? You get back to the person who has introduced this to you today. You say, I've just gone on that webinar, that link you sent me. I'm really interested. What do I have to do? He will then, or they will then, give you a registration link and answer your questions. Okay. And then you can join us on this fantastic journey as a founder of OnPassive. Back to you, Susie.
Wrap it up. Okay, thank you so much, Red. Always great to hear from you. I'd like to thank Marty, Mike, and Red for sharing all of this with you. As you heard, get back to the person who invited you, and they will help you along this process. Also, if you would like a copy of today's webinar, it's in the chat. send an email to onpassivenation@gmail.com. And I'm going to wrap this up by just saying there's many reasons why I love OnPassive. And one of the things you really have to think about, you heard a lot today, and you may want to re-listen to everything. But one of the first things when I heard this, I knew I was on board. You do not have to manage any of the customers or support or anything that the company is bringing into your organization. So if you hear the words team and customers and you're like, oh, geez, that's something I don't want, that sounds like a headache to me. Well, our genius CEO, Ash Mufareh, has it figured out. They are going to handle all of it. That's why he has created this to be automated 24/7 so that you don't have to do that kind of work. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us. And once again, onpassivenation@gmail.com. Get back to the person who invited you and jump on board, and we'll see you Monday at the Founders Only Roundtable.